This episode of Double Tap is brought to you by Black Rhino Concealment, Bowers Group, Blue Alpha, Brownells, and exclamation point.
I need to fix that. Welcome to Double Tap, episode 313. Your hosts tonight are Jeremy Paz, Derek. We got the Machine Gun Moses, Aaron Krieger. Nick Lynch is here. My name is Sean Heron. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Thank you, studio audience. We appreciate that.
Exactly on time, by the way.
Yeah, exactly on time. So all you betting against us in the chat, pay up, hoes.
Yeah, we'll be taking your money and your beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody said we were 3 minutes late, but that's false.
Yeah, it's false.
That was actually, yeah, that was at 6:34. They were 1 minute early.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't blame us because you're prompt and responsible, idiot.
Yeah.
Jeremy will be here. I don't know. He logged in and left. He's probably going to go poop while I eat.
You ever poop while you eat? You ever eaten food?
No.
You ever had food in your mouth while you pooped?
I don't think so.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't get a chance to eat otherwise.
Nick would die of malnourishment. Wait.
I mean, that's completely the circle of life right there, by the way. Like when you're putting it in and pushing it out at the exact same time.
That literally is Nick. Wow. That's depressing, Aaron. To make fun of Nick's disease.
Oh, I'm living Nick's life without the disease.
I don't think so, man. We've traveled together enough times that you know that that's not true.
It's not true.
Yeah.
It is sort of true.
So what's new? Anyone having fun?
I caught a fish today, a big fish.
Yeah, 100% success rate on your casts, right?
Right. My kids were fishing and they were all done. I'm like, yeah, you mind if I cast out once? And I did, and I reeled in a big ass fish.
They were like, you son of a bitch.
Right. Only fish caught today, by the way. Normally
wow.
we catch, normally, like I said, normally we catch between 10 and 12 little bluegills. You know, nothing big. Everything we grab, we toss back. But that goddamn thing was a monster, and it was a bass, big mouth bass.
Do any of them actually eat fish?
Yeah, they all eat fish actually, except me. I don't eat fish.
Yeah, you don't like anything that swims.
Right. Yeah, I don't even like to swim, honestly. Freaks me out.
Derek, I thought they were betting each other. You weren't betting us, but Derek C just sent a super chat of $1.99. But yeah, like I thought you guys were betting each other, not us. But we appreciate it.
So Vince H says my partial profile is way worse. I just got a new camera, Vince, and I haven't really set up the location yet. So right now it's in a weird spot.
It's looking pretty good though. Looking way better. So much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Nick, you're next, man. Except you probably need a new computer first, huh?
Yeah, I don't think my computer could handle
I don't think so either.
the camera. It's like wheezing and barely hanging on.
He's got to literally put it on top of a box fan at the beginning of the show.
Oh, hey.
I have one of those fan pad things for it that it sits on.
Do you guys like those rocket pops? The red, white, and blue popsicles?
I wouldn't say that I like them. I also don't dislike them. Like if someone was like, here, have a rocket pop, I would eat it.
So Faygo, which is a local soda here, has now made a rocket pop soda, and it tastes just like the popsicles. Crazy.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I'd like that.
Cherry, right?
I don't know what it is. It's not like Rock and Rye, which is probably the best soda in the world, which is also made by Faygo. But this one's really good. I'm really impressed with it.
Wait, there's a Rock and Rye soda?
But it's not rye as in like as it's more of a red. They have this red pop and they have cola and they mix it together. It's called Rock and Rye. It's really good.
Weird. Rock and Rye is a very old school cocktail. It is rye whiskey with rock candy stirred and dissolved into it.
Really? They had rock candy along. Oh, rock candy. I'm thinking rock, like the pop rocks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, like rock candy on the little wooden stick.
Yeah, they just literally
just
accidentally
like sugar
left
crystals,
and it melted.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Let's just get into the show.
You don't want to talk about rocket pops anymore?
Not really.
What about red rockets?
You know who loves Faygo?
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, Juggalos.
Yeah, those people are retarded.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Hold on one sec. Got Bowers Group. Let's talk about them real quick, and then
Let's talk
get
about
started.
them.
Yeah, they make suppressors, awesome suppressors, cans for Safari cartridges, like 300 PRC. I use my Verse 375 suppressor on it, and it is absolutely hearing safe, in my opinion. I'm no Pew Science, but it passes my cringe test when I shoot it. It doesn't make me cringe. But yeah, all that stuff. The Biddy is a small 22 suppressor, very inexpensive, and the tiniest thing. It's like the size of a shotgun shell, basically. So go check them out, bowersgroup.com, coupon code WLS, everything in stock for you right now. They love you long time, and they will see you soon. Got some new music for tonight.
I'm excited.
Yeah, this is Dear WLS, where you send your questions and we answer them. Go to welikeshooting.com/dashboard, and you can submit your questions just by clicking the Dear WLS button. Someone said they like my hat. This is a brand new hat. It is in multicam, and I put gold thread on it. And I think it looks pretty badass. And they're flex fit too.
I have just a standard gray one with white.
Yeah, I like those too. I literally just got this one in today. I saw that our printing provider had some new hat patterns. Blue Alpha makes all of our other hats, but this one is not. Could we give away hats instead of shirts? Sure. I don't see why not.
Oh, weird. I read that completely different.
What'd you read?
Could you give I said hats. I thought it said hosts. I was like, what? I was like, Derek, easy there, buddy. I'm married.
I'll read the first one just because it's long.
Thank you.
Alex W says, "Hi, y'all." Fuck off, Aaron. Just because I grew up saying y'all doesn't mean I talk like I'm from backwoods cousin bum fuckistan. Anyway, is there still a use case for Glock 19 size pistols when there are guns like the P365XL and X Macro out there that can match or exceed the G19's capacity while being slimmer and easier to carry? I've been comparing the P365XL and the X Macro. I absolutely love the X Macro grip, but the price is hard to swallow. A local store has a 365XL with a red dot already on it for around the same price as the X Macro with no optic. Looking on SIG's website, it looks like I can buy the X Macro grip frame for $79 and it will fit on a 365XL, but then I won't have the comp that the X Macro has. Do you think I'll miss the comp that much? Should I buy once, cry once, or do you think an XL with the X Macro grip would be a good gun?
I think it's a good gun anyhow.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong. Listen, you can't go wrong with the 365XL, the Macro, or the X Macro, or the G19. They're all good firearms. They've all been around. Well, the Glock's been around for a while, so you know what you're going to get with that. But yeah, I see what you're saying, and you really look like you want the SIG, so just go SIG. I mean, that's what you're asking us. You're not asking us if we think the 19's terrible. You're asking us which SIG you should get is really the question.
I mean, no, I think he's right though. Like, there was a time when it was like, okay, I want kind of a subcompact that carries 15 rounds minimum, and the Glock 19 was the option. Now there's all kinds of options. You got the Hellcat and the P365 and all kinds of stuff like that. But so, in my opinion, I carry a 365XL every single day with the, I think, 15 round mag extension on it, and a red dot and a Tyrant CNC comp, and just like, it's ridiculous. It's not even like a subcompact anymore. It's like full size.
Well,
But
it's not full size though.
You carry a 15 round extension?
No, I'm sorry. I carry a 15 round magazine.
I was just imagining,
dude, can you
the
imagine?
extension.
It's just like,
that would be awesome.
Picture like in Aliens.
I mean, I carry a 509 LS Edge with a 24 round magazine, so
yeah,
but this would be an extension that added 15 rounds.
But it's still like a +8 extension on a normal magazine.
Let's see. So the question is the X Macro grip and then the 365XL.
Well, they have the X Macro and then they got the TAC Ops, and the TAC Ops just doesn't have the comp, and it's got the, it's in a full barrel for the slide. So really, you just want, if you put the X Macro frame on a 365XL, congratulations, you've created a TAC Ops.
Yeah. So I would get, it depends.
And the TAC Ops are cheaper than the X Macros, I believe.
Yeah, the comps, like, they're minorly effective. Like, they do affect recoil. I think I would be lying if I said they didn't. Just physics, like physics exists, and that's the thing. Is it equal and opposite reaction? Is that Newton's third law?
His second. His first law is we don't talk about laws.
That's Fight Club.
It's
But yeah,
like-
like, if you want the comp, get the X macro. The 365 is a XL is a great gun. Like, I absolutely love it. I also have the X macro comp, and that one's pretty dope as well. But if I was going to go buy one right now, I'd probably get the X macro tac ops.
which
And
is
the Glock 19 thing, or Glock 19 sized pistols, I think they are still relevant, especially the Glock 19, because it's been around for so long that it has a huge support network for everything.
it's a Chevy 350.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, sure, there's better. We have the LS now, but the 350 is still very good. To put this in to go with Jeremy's analogy here. And yeah, I think it'll be relevant for a long time. I mean, it's got $20 magazines. You can fit 33 round mags or, whatever else size in there. Holster. Everybody has a holster for it.
Yeah.
If your hands are a little bit bigger, then something like a 365 might be a little small for you. The 19 might be a little more comfortable.
If the 19 didn't have any aftermarket support, do you think it would be Glock would be as popular as there?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. Well, not as popular as they are, no, but they would still be popular. I mean, the aftermarket exists because they were popular.
I think if they hadn't gotten such a foothold, 40 years ago, they would have been a write-off.
Maybe.
They would have been some, like, they would still exist because there'd be some people that loved them. If they didn't have that marketing campaign that put Glock as a household name, they would have. I really do think they would have been a flyby company in the firearm world.
Well, not obviously not the horse jizz world, but let me ask you this. I mean, you're saying that, but look at all the 80%ers are basically Glocks. Do you think you think 80% they would find some other polymer based gun to base everything else off of?
One that's 40 years old where you can basically steal the patents without getting in trouble? Yes.
Okay, like what? What gun do you think would
Well,
be?
nothing else existed 40 years ago except Glock with any amount of popularity, so that's the one they went with.
Right, but I'm saying if it wasn't as popular, because that's what you're saying.
I'm saying if it didn't exist, they would have found something else. The problem is it was the first one that rose to prominence. They would have somebody else would have came up with that idea. When and how, who fucking knows? This is playing in the realm of what if, right?
Yeah.
This is well, what if Glock never invented a polymer pistol frame? Who would have been the first one to do that? I don't fucking know. And it may have been just as popular. Like the Sigma wouldn't exist because it was a Glock copy so much that they got sued and lost.
And had to pay royalties for everyone they sold.
Right. So, like, who's to say what would have happened? But the reason, I assume the reason that Glock, the Polymer 80 Glock shit is all of that is because the Glock patent is so goddamn old, you could rip it off without having to worry about it. Whereas the M&P, the XDs, the 509s, the VP9s, the P30s, blah, 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 they're not that old of a design. They weren't patented, back in the fucking late 70s, early 80s, whenever it was. Therefore,
well, the VP, what was it? The VP 70 came out way before, like 17 years before the Glock.
yeah, but it was a shit gun.
Right. So Glock made a decent gun.
They made an okay gun for the era.
So
but then they kept making the same gun for 40 years is the problem.
Well, I don't think it's a problem if it works.
Yeah, it's a good gun, especially if you look at it. I mean, sure, it hasn't like really developed since then. However, when it came out, that's a really good gun, and it's still a good gun. Just look at like all the stuff that it's inspired. Like you guys mentioned, there are a few guns that are direct copies. There are a few guns where it's like we changed it just enough. And then there are a bunch of guns that have the same features but operate differently, but they have those features because Glock has those features and they wanted to be able to compete.
Yeah, totally agree. All right, Aaron, next question.
Oh shit, I was making a point.
Oh, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, did they inspire because it was so awesome, or did it inspire because it was so popular, mainly because of a marketing campaign and nothing else?
It
Yes,
was-
they were decent. They were decent enough guns. I'm not knocking that. I'm not saying the quality was
it's an
poor,
objectively good gun.
or they didn't work, or yada yada yada. Yes, it's an objectively fine firearm, and it worked better than a lot of the semi-autos of the era that it came out. Right?
Yeah, but also I don't think it was a good marketing campaign. I think they literally gave it to so many law enforcement agencies.
That's called a marketing campaign.
Yeah, Sean, it's a marketing campaign.
Yeah.
That's
I
literally
think the
what they
marketing
did.
helped.
You're mad at your dad, not me. Stop.
No, they literally gave it to police departments, and then in the marketing said 70% of law enforcement uses Glock. That's a marketing campaign.
But if it had been a shitty gun,
they would have
would it
bought
have
it
stuck
anyways
around?
because
No,
they
it
were
wouldn't.
buying 5900 series fucking
I
bullshit.
don't think it would have stuck around.
Oh, I think
They would have
plenty
been
of
like,
cats-
yeah, we'll take these Glocks. And then they would have been like, oh, wow, these Glocks really suck and they don't work. We're going to
I mean, look at
find
the
something
Chevy.
else.
Was it the Chevy Charger or Challenge? What Charger? They give those to cops all the time, basically too. I mean,
that's a
the
Dodge.
Chevy.
Dodge.
Dodge.
I'm sorry, Dodge. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about, though. Those cars are basically given away to police agencies because they, they're inexpensive to make. But I'm not buying one because it was a cop car.
Why are you buying one?
I'm not buying one at all
because
because they spend more time in the shop than they do on the road.
That's like the what was the old Chevy? What was the old Chevy cop car? The Caprice?
Yeah, the Caprice.
That was one, yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, why'd you buy that Chevy Caprice? Because it was a cop car? No, because it had a Corvette engine in it. Oh,
Yep. All right, Aaron, next question.
Next question comes from Ryan H. He says, "Black Rhino concealment. Y'all get approved E-form 4 faster than a holster." That's
a question.
That's a terrible slogan to have too. I don't think that's what they want.
I think he's just poking. I think he wanted to use Dear WLS as a platform to stand on and be angry.
All right, listen, Ryan. I understand that we live in a society where everything happens, where we get instant gratification constantly via social media, Amazon Prime, all that stuff. Sometimes
masturbation.
Yeah, sometimes good things come to those who wait. Just
sometimes. Yeah, hey, you know what? Black Rhino even admits that they got super behind, and they're doing everything in their power to like catch up. However, if you did use coupon code WLS's life, there is a chance, maybe possibly, that they might, I don't know, put you to the front of the line. I'm not saying they will, but I'm just saying maybe if they hear this, they would do something like that. Then again, maybe they won't. I can't promise anything. I can't tell you. But yeah, if you were to go to blackrhinoconcealment.com and use coupon code WLS's life, maybe good things would come to those who do that sooner. I don't know. Just saying. Nick, next question.
T-Con says, "It troubles me when I hear Savage in the group comment about how this or that gun law, quote, makes no sense or is, quote, counterproductive. If you acknowledge that creeping communism is at our doorstep, as I believe you all have done, you already understand we are dealing with people that don't care if they, quote, make sense or not. Being called an inconsistent hypocrite is of no moment to them. By any means, quote, by any means necessary is their prime directive. Please stop engaging in the farce that our commie politicians give one putrid fuck about being rational or fair."
I mean, he makes a good point. When we look at the laws that they're trying to put out, or laws that they're already on the books, they make no sense. They're not deterring crime. They're not protecting people. What they're doing is they're infringing on the rights of law-abiding citizens. I don't disagree with that statement.
Well, yeah, it's. I mean, call it, put on your tinfoil hat or not. Some people say, "Oh, it's conspiracy." Some people be like, "No, fucking read the room." But literally, more and more gun laws, more and more disarmament of the American people, so that it's, tinfoil hat and all that. But goddamn, like, writing's on the wall. Like they're like, it's just how many guns can we, how many more generations before it all goes bye-bye? How many more inch by inch laws can we get to disarm the American people to where we can do whatever the fuck we want? And our ruling class literally stays a ruling class. Honestly, I think we've been so pussified by laws and government over the last 60 years. The founding fathers that have already been revolting, but everything's awesome. You don't have to work for anything. Everything's given to you. You got half the country's a bunch of lazy fucks and don't even pay income tax, and the other half's busting their ass to pay for the rest. And slowly it's going to be 60%, 70%, 80%. And at what point do we just have ruling class and the poor?
Yeah.
I would like to say, in reference to the Malcolm X quote, by any means necessary, I'd like to respond with a quote of my own from Jeremy's personal hero, Kanye West, who said, "I'm like the fly Malcolm X by any means necessary." I just wanted to put that out there.
I thought you were going to go somewhere totally different with that. Like from Jeremy's personal hero, Strom Thurmond.
Oh no, Kanye's your personal hero because he says the quiet part out loud.
Trust me,
he says what you're thinking.
He doesn't say what I'm thinking.
More often than not, I think so.
Yeah, there's a lot
you
more.
and Kanye have a lot in common, actually.
Yeah, you didn't see him on. You didn't see him on InfoWars.
You both hate Jews.
It was like Jeremy was there in the room.
I don't hate Jews. I hate you.
Yeah, I was just going to say he doesn't hate Jews. He hates Aaron.
And by correlation, all Jews.
No, just you.
No, most Jews I know are actually super cool. It's you.
So bad. But yeah, like I agree with what T-Con is saying. He is right. People don't care. They don't care that it doesn't make any sense. Or maybe it makes sense to I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's a good point. Jeremy, Jeremy, you haven't read one yet, right?
Josh R says 2 questions. 1, I'm looking for a shot timer to run some drills. What is a good shot timer and how much? Also, I remember Sean mentioning he used Liberty Civil Defense in his home defense rifle. What is y'all's opinion on the ammo? From the test I've seen, people run the round basically explodes after about 4 inches. Is that enough penetration to be effective? If not, what self-defense ammo do you like for both home defense CCW pistols and rifles, preferably 5.56?
I'll tell you what. Measure any human being 4 inches into their body. That's fucking pretty effective.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that I've looked. Like I've shot a bunch of that ammo, but I haven't looked to see what the gel tests are. I am never claiming that it's like the be all end all, without question.
And keep in mind that 4 inches in ballistics gel doesn't include like bone and stuff like that. If they shoot it bare, it doesn't include clothing, which can have an effect on penetration. And 4 inches seems like a lot, but it depends on how fat you are too.
That is,
but the difference is the cavitation that's going to happen around that. If it's only going 4 inches because it's like stupid fast, the cavitation that it's going to do is going to do massive fucking trauma to whatever's within an inch and a half of it. Like it's just the hydraulic shock alone is going to shut organs down if it's fast enough.
That is dubious.
Okay, let's look at the super fat. Let's look at a super fat person. Like over the chest is yes, there's fat, but still 4 inches is you can get to the heart within 4 inches.
Well, the problem is if they're super fat and you shoot them in the stomach and they have over 9 inches of belly fat, like you could be leaving bullets in subcutaneous adipose tissue, not in anything. If I take my pocket knife, which has about a 3.5-inch blade on it, and I bury it to the handle in your chest, it's not even going to touch your heart. And if you're really fat, it might not even get to really anything important.
I'm trying to think of really super fat people's chests. I mean, they may have moobs, but
maybe hit them in the boob.
4 inches is not very much. A lot of times, the number that I've seen is that you should take a ballistics gel test and roughly divide it by 2 as like a rough rule of thumb, and that'll give you about penetration in a body.
Mhm.
So what the FBI wants 16 as the minimum, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Yavlin Fang says, how many times did John Wick have to shoot that fat guy? Look, dude, I haven't seen the movie yet. Don't fucking no spoilers. God damn it, dude.
3,000, I think, is the correct number, by the way.
I want the I use varmint ammo a lot.
Yeah.
Like 35 grain 5.56. That's like 3,800 feet per second or something stupid. I use that because it doesn't penetrate like walls and stuff. So if I miss, like it pretty much goes bye-bye on a plane of glass, or a layer or 2 of drywall. It's not going dump 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 like a slug or buckshot would.
Yeah. For the people commenting on buying this hat, I just threw it on the website. It's in the chat. I don't care if you buy it. I literally just created them for me. But I saw 3 questions asking.
There's also a pillow with my face on it. So if you're interested.
I know it's no longer on the website.
What? You took it down? Both pillows?
Yeah.
What about the shirt with my face on it?
All gone.
Well, I'm kind of hurt by that.
I'm trying to erase you a little bit at a time.
I see that.
But I mean, if you look at gel tests between different kinds of ammo, whether it's hollow points, whether it's tumble on impacts, whether it's those corkscrew ones that try to use the rotational energy of the bullet to cause trauma, which worked, they just weren't very accurate. Like all of them are effective because of what they do. It's just how they all just do it differently. I mean, if you can hit somebody with a fast enough bullet, no matter how small it is, it's going to do some fucking trauma because of the cavitation it's going to create, which is blood loss, capillaries, if there's any veins or arteries nearby, yada, yada, yada.
You also need to keep in mind how flexible everything inside us is.
Well, right. And I think I've gone over the whole feet per second speed thing before, and tissue tearing.
Yeah.
Anal fissures.
Oh boy.
Hey.
Okay. Scott G.
Oh, okay.
No, go ahead.
I was going to segue into an ad read, but we can do Scott G.
We just did ERC.
Okay. Never mind then.
Scott G says, okay, the 3 requirements for did everyone just choose violence in the chat today? The 3 requirements for being an advertiser for WLS: good people, good products, good company. Let's talk about the Montego 9. It's a blowback 9. CMMG radial delayed, Strybog delayed. Matador A must be incredible people and an incredible company because it's a blowback 9. So the Montgo 9 was the first one that was designed by the old owners and still out there, but the Mat 9 is the new one. I mean, there isn't really a question.
So
but
they
really are incredible people and an incredible company. I agree with both things.
And it is an incredible product in the fact that you can use any style lower. Any magazine will work with the damn upper. Like, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, and something that
Also,
no one has done.
Price point. The Montgo is like $400, right?
Yeah.
400-ish, and the Mat 9 is like 500-ish. Whereas the radial delayed CMMG stuff is, I don't remember the price for an upper on that, but it's significantly more.
Just for the upper, it's like $900, $900.
Yeah, they're a lot more money. And the Strybog is one of the Strybogs is direct blowback, and those are like what, 800. And then the roller delayed Strybog is like $1,000, $1,200. So again, a good bit more expensive.
Would it be cool if it was delayed? Yes, but then it would add to the cost because it would add to the machine time.
And direct blowback isn't bad. Like, it's
right.
It's a very reliable and efficient
like 99% of handguns on the market.
You're right. I was like, or the other 10,000 PCCs out there that are this direct blowback.
Yeah, like every AR9. There's nothing wrong with direct blowback. It's not as cool as like roller delayed blowback or
But
radial delayed
okay, so
blowback.
it doesn't suppress as well
Um,
because you don't get that minuscule delay for the fucking
Sure.
port pop and all that. Okay. So if you're looking for
Yeah.
the ultimate in suppressor hosts, it's not that.
Yeah, like that like of course, like an MP5 is cooler, or like a MPX or whatever.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it's bad though. And this
Right.
is
I mean,
unaffordable, well put together, clever product that'll use any mags that you throw at it. And you could go pick up a complete lower from PSA this week for the 4th of July. They're like $100, $150 or something. They had a sale going. Pick one of these up, and what, like $650, $700? You got a 9mm AR that'll work. So
I mean, you could pro and con it. I mean, pros of roller delay versus the pros of roller delay is it's lighter because you don't need as heavy of a bolt because you're using the rollers and you get a better suppressor host. The cons are it's much more intricate and it is going to require more maintenance and parts breakage because there's just more things to go wrong with it versus direct blowback, which is super simple, but it's super heavy comparatively.
So he mentioned the Strybog, and like I was trying to. So I had the offer to get a Strybog in, and I was like, no, I want to wait for the roller delay. And he was like, okay, it's going to be a while. They're having trouble getting it to work. And then I checked in like 6 months later, and he's like, yeah, still nothing. Still can't get it to work reliably. And then
yeah.
and then finally, like 6 months later, it finally came out. And then all the reviews were like pretty awful because it wasn't working well. And then they started reselling the normal direct blowback. And then finally, I think eventually they came out with the delayed blowback. And like that is the kind of thing that you're going to deal with. And yeah. Do I
I was
love
stoked
MP5?
about the oh sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was stoked about the roller delayed Strybog
So was
when
I.
they
I
when they
wanted
said
one.
it was coming. Yeah, I wanted one really bad, but I think it was Mr. Guns and Gear did a review right after they came out.
Yep.
And he was having issues where brass was falling back inside the action and like going down into the trigger group and jamming it up, which I believe they've fixed now. They put like a little wall in there or something, I guess. I don't know. But apparently they fixed that now. And then I think they've been through like 3 generations of mags now.
Yeah.
Um,
So just my point of all that was like, maybe don't hold that up as like one of the shining
Paragon of
paragon of goodness. Now the CMMG Banshee, the radial delay, fuck, it's pretty great. It's probably my second favorite machine gun.
yeah, they're pretty badass.
Yeah, it's cool. All
but
right.
also expensive.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, just the barrel, the BCG is like $550. So yeah. Nick, why don't you take the next question?
Okay. Jason S. So I have a 14.5 6.5 Grindle. I was thinking about pin and welding a 4-inch 24-port flash hider on it and putting a 15-inch fully enclosed tubular handguard on it. I'm guessing about an inch of the flash hider will stick out from the handguard. I would like your thoughts on how it will affect the sound. So when you put a handguard over a muzzle device like that, you risk peeling the handguard like a banana.
My God, I didn't know if he was trolling us.
Yeah. I'm not saying that like it will for sure happen. Maybe your solid handguard is strong enough that it will be okay. But it is definitely a thing that happens. You can find plenty of pictures of them. It is usually with brakes and not flash hiders, but I would still be nervous about putting a 24 port flash hider.
Yeah.
Which kind of sounds like a brake.
It would look cool, but it would be a break of the fucking handguard.
Probably. Like, there's not a chance in hell that I would do that personally. Now, I would maybe put one on that I could put a linear comp screw on top of it.
I was just gonna say linear comp would work too. Would
Yeah.
probably be a better option
Something like that I would totally do.
just for the safety factor.
Is he just trying to make like a bullshit suppressor without it being a suppressor? Like, it won't affect the sound at all.
Maybe.
You're just making a blast can that's not engineered to be a blast can. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, I agree that it won't affect the sound at all, which was the question. Like, no, it's not going to do shit. It might add the sound of screaming when your hand is in shreds. But I don't know beyond that. Jason, there's so many cool options. Don't do this. Don't do it. Aaron, last question.
Rusty's. I shoot at least once a week and during the winter months. I spend a lot.
Wait. Jeremy, pay attention. This is one that you're going to have a lot of input on.
I spend a lot of my range time during those months at an indoor range. I recently got my lead levels checked, and my lead levels are abnormally high. I'm the person who will always preload the mags with gloves before range time. I will also wash my hands with a D-lead soap every time I clean my guns, and when I leave the range, with D-lead wipes. I think it's coming down to me breathing in the lead air contaminations while shooting at an indoor range. Do you guys have any recommendations for protective masks to wear at a range to stop the lead particles while being able to shoot a rifle or shotgun? Have you guys ever gotten your lead levels checked?
Full hazmat suit. That's the only way.
Yeah,
Take a shower as soon as you walk out of the range. Use
Home
the little
Depot
emergency thing.
Home Depot sells those like white outfits. What are those called?
Like a Tyvek.
Yeah, Tyvek suits. You just wear one of those, man.
It'll
be fine.
In all seriousness, this is something that I think about a lot.
The range you're going to doesn't have proper ventilation.
I mean, absolutely, but
plain and simple. If you're how often do you say he was going?
Once a week.
Once a week. There's no way on God's green earth your lead levels should be like very elevated from 1 hour long trip to an indoor range a week. Unless their air quality is so fucking trash that you're just standing there breathing in the lead from everybody else. And there's like three ranges around me that are like that. They're old. And if they update the range at all, they have to bring them into modern compliance, and it's too expensive, so they won't do it. The one place basically has a box fan in the corner that
nice.
Yeah, like it's pretty fucking trash. Whereas like if you look at mine, I have 10 stalls, and the two worst stalls to shoot in are the two in the middle. And they're moving at a minimum 60 cubic feet a minute of air while the range is on. And the outer lanes are moving over 100 cubic feet of air per minute.
Damn.
There's 10 cubics by 4 cubics.
There is a complete recycling of air in the entire range every 27 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, so I agree that it's probably not the 1 hour at a range, because I mean, I think we're all dumber than when we started this show, which is definitely a symptom of lead poisoning. Or it just could be because we drank so much that now we're retarded. But
I only drink my wine from lead goblets.
Yeah.
Is this a concern you guys
the
have?
paint chips?
Like we're touching lead all the time.
Usually this is a concern for people like me that work in a goddamn range 8 hours a day, every day. Yeah. Like this is an actual concern for me. I have special detergent that I wash my clothes in.
Oh, you do?
I have special soap that I bathe with that removes heavy metal from my clothes, one that removes heavy metals from my body. We have lead wipes on the counter for our hands. We have a lot of D-lead. It's actually called D-lead.
It is. I've got some
products. Awesome. We also one of the younger guys that work for me, part of their job is once every couple of weeks, Basically when I think about it, but usually once a week, once every other week, something like that. I'll say, hey, go de-lead the range. And they take de-lead out there and they spray the stall walls and the table down and wipe it down with a fucking sponge. And then fucking get the lead off of everything.
Is
Yeah.
there also mercury in the air as well? I for some reason I'm thinking mercury, but you're shaking your head no, Sean.
Yeah, I don't think there's
No.
mercury in the air.
Okay.
Mercury
Mercury is
fulminate.
so toxic.
Mercury fulminate is a thing, but
I am so worried about lead and lead poisoning that on multiple occasions I've used suppressors to take shots.
They were new.
No, they weren't.
Oh god damn it. We have
There was one occasion where I took I made the bitty bomb. I did that a couple times. But there was one occasion where I used Tom's actual bitty that he carries around in his pocket and like uses it as a demo.
Oh yeah.
And when I gave it back to him, he was like, "Wow, I think that's a lot cleaner than when I gave it to you."
Oh no. Yeah, it is something to think about.
Mercury fulminate was used in was the only practical detonator for firing projectiles until the early 20th century. But like mercury fulminate's a thing in like super old ammo.
Yeah, Zach H says fulminate mercury is expelled from primers detonating.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So like there's heavy metals, lead being, and there's lead that comes out of the primers, and there's lead from the bullets hitting the trap, and like I said, if the air quality is not, I would, okay, so like when you walk onto the range at my place, it's pretty state of the art for what you can have now. On the back wall behind the shooter above everybody's head is this big fucking register, and it just looks like a hunk of steel with a bunch of little holes in it, but that's all fresh air coming in behind the shooter. And then directly above the trap is an exhaust fan that sucks all of the air out of the room. And believe it or not, I have to pay extra for an IP address, so they can, for two different IP addresses, one for the intake and one for the exhaust fan, and they talk to each other so that the room is always a negative pressure.
Huh.
So they actually self-regulate against each other all day long.
I'm also always in negative pressure.
BJ Brick said, heard recently that before the switch to low lead gas, it took 10 points off everyone's IQ. Yeah, we lost billions of IQ points throughout the world. There's a good episode of Veritasium on YouTube that discusses that. It's like horrifying.
Aaron and Sean alone, just the two of them together, lost billions of IQ.
When they, I think somebody said that explains why all the serial killers in the 70s and 80s.
Huh.
Yeah, I've heard that claim before.
Was leaded gas. Anyways.
Yeah.
But so like my range, like I said, complete air exchange every half hour ish. Several, 60 to 120 cubic feet a minute of air passing. Like if you fire a gun on my range, like if I popped a smoke grenade off in the range, you could literally watch it just go away from you. And if you like, and then the other range, when you walk out, one of the older ones around me, I used to shoot there as a kid. And when you walk in there, like it smelled like, it's like that taste, like that metal taste. It's everywhere. I went to one of those ranges.
You're just looking everything.
Right. After, no, I went to a range like that after I had opened my range just to see. And I couldn't fucking breathe. Like I was like physically like, oh my God, I cannot fucking breathe in this place. And I've had multiple customers say, I used to shoot up here, but goddamn, you can't fucking breathe. And I'm like, yeah, go tell me what it's like out there. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. So if your lead levels are that high from a 1 hour trip a week, I would say that the lead levels in that range are in an unsafe level, and because their air quality is so poor.
I would say that it's probably something else. Like, do you reload? Because if you reload and you're using lead projectiles, that could be a thing.
Oh no, I know for a fact that literally can raise your lead levels if it's just poor air quality.
No, I believe it. You said it 75 times. I was just trying to move it to a different topic.
Well, then move it to a different topic. Don't say like, no, I don't think it's that. It's not a different topic.
He asked about masks. N95 is not good for lead particulate, but the 3M 7500 lead dust respirator combination is specifically made for lead particulate.
Yep. You'd have to wear an actual respirator with a seal around your,
correct.
And you're going to have to shave. If you have any facial hair, it's not going to make a seal.
And
Unless
know
you
what?
want to put a lot of Vaseline on your face.
You know what you could do too is get one that looks like Bane, and so you get a Bane mask and walk around. That'd just be fucking cool.
Zach H also said that Kleckner says that solid lead isn't absorbed like lead vapor. So
I got
I
a case of the vapors.
I think what
That's why I made the lead goblet joke, because apparently alcohol, specifically in lead cups, the alcohol, like if you just drink water out of a lead goblet, you'd probably be fine. But the fact that they were, a lot of the kings and royalty from back in the day were drinking wine and mead and alcohol out of these lead goblets, the lead, or the alcohol dissolves the lead
It
and
leaches it
in,
out.
and puts it in your bloodstream like super fucking quick.
perfect.
That's
right.
why I only butt chug out of bottles.
Yeah, he only butt chucks bullets. All right,
Tomatoes were the same way. People thought they were poisonous for a long time because they'd eat them off of because they'd use pewter plates and stuff, and it would,
interesting.
Yeah, didn't they call them death
Jesus.
apples or something like that?
That's why I only butt chug tomatoes. And ketchup.
Aaron's marinara brings all the boys to the yard.
Damn right. And they're like, that's better than yours.
All right. So if you would like to submit your questions, go to welikeshooting.com/dashboard, click on Dear WLS, and every week we give away a shirt, or this week we'll do a hat. The winner is TCon. So email from the same email that you submitted with, and Krista will get you squared away. You can have a shirt or a hat, whatever one you want. And that'll do it there. Now, Jeremy goes to great lengths to remove the heavy metal from his body, but I will never remove it from mine.
If you do have heavy metals in your body, one of the things that you could try to use is I don't know how my fucking segue this in. Blue Alpha, Sean.
Blue Alpha. Blue Alpha just released a new thing for their battle belts and their battle belt lights, and it's a grip backing. You see that, Aaron?
No. Well, my back is pretty grippy with Velcro because of the hair.
Yeah, that's not what I meant.
Oh.
At all. In fact, I'm probably going to vomit now.
Sounds like Nick already did.
I think he did, yeah. Autoplay video. So it's called Grip Liner. So you know how we wear the EDC underbelt that has the soft Velcro on it, and then the battle belt goes over that, and it's got the scratchy part of the Velcro on it. Well, now they've made grip liner. So if you're not wearing the EDC belt, if you want to put it over shorts or something, if you're like basketball shorts, so it basically takes their belt system and makes it into more of a padded battle belt. What do you think of that, Nick?
I think it seems really handy for a lot of applications. For example, if it's cold outside and you've got a jacket on, sometimes having a belt can, that the Velcro setup, the double belt rig, can be difficult with a jacket because now you've got to either like hike the jacket up and kind of tuck it in, or it's going to be falling all over your mags and stuff. Now you can just wrap it around the outside of the jacket and you're good to go.
Exactly, dude. Yeah. So I think this is actually very cool. You just go to the website. It's called the Belt Grip Liner, and it fits either the 2-inch or the 1.75-inch belts. And you just tell them the size of your belt, and they will send you the correct pack that you will need to do your belt. So yeah, I think it's actually really cool. Like $15. No, it's even cheaper than that. $12.97. And if you use coupon code WLS69, that'll save you 10% off. It changes a lot. But yes, if it doesn't work, just message us on Twitter or automated at welikeshooting.com, and we'll get you the current code. And that's bluealphabelts.com. All right. It's time for the news, Aaron.
All right. Alpha One. You guys heard of the Alpha One trigger?
No.
Okay. So Remington 700s are now being all outfitted with Timney triggers Alpha Ones. So if you like a Timney trigger in your Remington 700, boom, there you go. However, they're not adjustable. You get what you get, which is kind of frustrating. I mean, I like to have an adjustable trigger on my rifle. So if you want a Timney, you want to be able to say, "I got a Timney trigger in my gun."
Most people never fucking adjust it.
I was just gonna say, have you
Yeah.
ever adjusted the trigger in your bolt action?
I have actually.
Okay, I have not.
Okay.
No, I just
Have
buy a
you
trigger
adjust-
that I want and then I leave it there.
Is it still safe?
Yeah.
How did you adjust it?
The screws on the underneath it
On a bolt action?
on the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them have screws there. Like even the old factory Remington triggers had screws that you could use to adjust, but they had like a glue on them to hold them in place.
Yeah, like a blue Loctite or something.
So like you could adjust them, you just weren't supposed to. It's really easy to adjust a bolt action trigger to the point where it's no longer safe. If you don't have a pretty good idea of what you're doing. And non-adjustable triggers are in a factory rifle aren't like that big of a con, in my opinion. Timney makes an excellent trigger. I have not shot this or even seen in person this new one. I think it just came out earlier this year, right?
Yeah.
Impact. It says it's $124.99.
Yeah.
But they make excellent triggers. I'm sure this one is probably fine. And it's pretty cool that they're coming standard in all the Remington 700s. I wonder if the price of the Remington 700s are all going to go up $100 now.
I was wondering the same thing. And the trigger is called the Impact 700. The Alpha 1 is a rifle model.
My bad. So let me ask you guys a question though. And maybe so obviously these companies make mass amounts of triggers, and but do you think they're going to have lesser quality because of this because there's Remington 700s is a pretty popular rifle.
Yeah, but they've gone way down in quality since Freedom Group took over, and then now Freedom Group is not their owner. I don't exactly know.
I can't remember who owns them now. I would love to see them make a comeback because the 700 is a very good platform. It just has fucking sucked for the last 10 years. So yeah, it'd be cool if they improved the quality. And I I don't think that I would not expect the quality of Timney triggers to go down because of this, because Timney is already a huge company. They already pump out tons and tons and tons of triggers. So I doubt that like if they're doing this, I'm sure they have the manufacturing capacity for it.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of pretty cool, Velcro Materials is the company, and they make body armor, and they're actually making ceramic rifle plate body armor, so resistant to rifle instead of just pistol. That's actually flexible, so it will mold around your body versus standard plate, which is just obviously a plate. I thought that was pretty cool.
I'm reading about it. Sorry.
Read away.
This is pretty interesting. I don't see.
Hold up. Stop.
Stop.
Josh Frost says, "I'm getting paid $100 an hour to watch WLS. That's more than Aaron makes in a year." Okay, well that's cool. Who's paying you?
Your mom.
Oh damn! Thanks, Mom.
Okay, go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
So it says it's NIJ certified, right?
Yeah, it did
So
say
that
that.
means that it actually went to NIJ and was tested to their standards, or is that the one that means that they tested it or whatever the shady?
So, yeah, initially, so the first one that came out a year ago or so said, "Hey, we're NIJ certified," and it turned out they weren't. So the originally it was made a while ago, and it passed the Army standards, and then it didn't pass the Army standards. Something happened where they're like, okay, this is actually not good. So apparently they went back to the drawing board and came out with the new one. So it's the overlapping ceramic plates, smaller ones, held together with carbon fiber. So apparently whatever the secret sauce they're using is working, and it is if they say it's NAJ certified now, it is actually NAJ certified.
Well, it's the whole game that everyone plays, NIJ certified or certified to NIJ standards. It does look like it's NIJ certified.
So the other question that I have is I skimmed through the article a couple of times and I don't see anything here saying what the rating is.
Literally what I'm looking for right now.
So is this like 3A, 4?
I mean, they're talking about M855 and NIJ, the new standard 0101.07. And this is like the dragon scale kind of thing. It's just scales that like kind of overlap at the edges. And Krista B said that super chat was a little skimpy if you're making $100 an hour.
I agree. I think my mom could spend her money better elsewhere.
These MFers are hard to mission. What? Oh, recoil. Okay. I was like, why is this written? Never mind.
Yeah.
I am curious. Like, this is not anything new. Like, there's a lot of companies. I think even Premier Body Armor was doing some stuff like this. Verco Materials. Yeah, I don't see the level, Nick. I don't even see a website. Level 3.
It mentions level 3.
In order to pass NIJ level 3 certification.
Yeah, but it doesn't say that it's level 3.
Yeah. Oh, actually, there's a picture at the bottom. Hold on. Let me see what it says. Let me enhance. Zoom.
It says it can withstand 30 impacts from M855 at 300 or 3,100 feet per second.
I mean, this picture says type 2. Yeah, I guess
So
I don't know.
Aren't you type 2?
Great article, Recoil.
Maybe they're intentionally not saying.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the case.
But it only weighs 5 pounds. However, it costs $1,190. I assume that's each.
Girl, that's expensive.
Yes.
And it doesn't even say what rating it is.
So it's funny because I thought the first story everyone would shit on, and the second story everyone would be like, "Wow!" But actually, everyone was wow on the first story, and then shit on the second one. That's interesting.
That means you
Well,
don't know how to read the
I'm
room.
not
I know how to
shitting
read a
on
room,
this.
just not this room.
I just think it's weird that there's like some very crucial information that is missing.
It's NHA certified level 3, by the way.
So the people at Recoil, I don't think are like, Pulitzer journalists.
No,
I think they get
No, but
paid per article.
I think Ian Harrison knows about NIJ
yes
levels though, and knows that people care about them.
So when you go to the Verco Materials website, they talk about the stuff that they do. You cannot buy it. It is not for sale. They talk about their performance, their technology, their mission, and their products. And you cannot buy any of it. So
I remember the old dragon scale armor where on their website they had level 3, 4, and then they had level 5, and it was like classified.
Oh God.
It stops space lasers. So, what's crazy is all you need is 6 loaves of French bread.
6 loaves, but lengthwise.
Yes. That's all it takes.
It'll be just fine. Everything's going to be just fine, guys. All right, Aaron.
All right, Sean, let's talk about Brownells. Let's finish this up and talk about Brownells.
Let's talk about them.
You just said you got something from Brownells the other day, right? Or you got a lower parts kit?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's talk about that real quick.
Okay.
I ordered Aero Precision lower parts kits. In those lower parts kits, there is no fucking mag catch or mag release, sorry.
So in the picture though.
Take that away, because why would you sell a lower parts kit without a mag release, spring, and button? So I started looking around, and I have 4 parts kits. I just got 2, and I had 2 already in a bin. And I looked at those, and they don't have any mag releases in them. So then I just looked at another lower parts kit that I got that was Foxtrot Mike, and I got that from Brownells, and there's no magazine release in that parts kit either. So
Weird.
that gets me thinking, like, what?
Do you think there's like a group of people, like a cabal people storing these things to make money on the side?
I don't know because I ordered some
Yes.
off Brownells. They were $11.95 each. What were you gonna say, Nick?
Oh, I just said yes. They're like the gnomes from South Park where they're stealing socks, and they're like,
Yeah.
step 1, get the mag releases, or find them. Step 2, get them. Step 3, Step 4, profit.
Am I just crazy? Like, did I just have in my head that mag releases came with lower parts kits?
It is part of the lower.
Yeah, so I did get the one that doesn't have the fire control group, so no grip or trigger. But still, like mag release
But
seems
still,
it's literally the first thing I install. So I don't know.
yeah.
You know, even if I don't need those parts, I always order the lower parts kit as well.
Yeah, I don't
Like with the trigger and the grip. I mean, I just have a bin full of trigger parts, and just in case, you never know.
dude, I've got parts everywhere. So talking about the little gnomes is kind of got me thinking because I go to my parts bin, I'm like, no problem. I got these coming out of my ears. And I go into my bin and I have no mag releases. And so then I'm like looking for Werthers, like Nick came in at night and stole my mag releases. But yeah.
Yeah, it
That would
seems like
be a
something
good
Nick would
prank.
do. But leave Werthers in
Like,
their
that would
place.
be a good long term.
Yeah, so I
Dragon-
don't know.
Dragon Arcadia says that the CMMG parts kits come with a mag release. At least
Yeah.
2 years ago.
It's the weirdest thing, man. I don't know. But anyway, I did go to Brownells and I did order 2 mag releases, $11.95 each. I also have the Edge program still, which is basically 2-day shipping. So not a big deal. Not too bad. And you can get all the parts. I got all the parts for my builds at brownells.com. Coupon code WLS10 will save you money on orders of over $150.
And I want to thank Javelin Fangs for the $1.49 super sticker. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And I said your name correctly, by the way.
Derek C says, yeah, some lower parts kits I've ordered have been like that also. I thought it was just the FedEx tax. Yeah, dude, I was like on the phone with John Patton today and I was like, wait, I felt like I was taking crazy pills because I was like, I don't have any. There's none in any of these parts kits. He waved to you, Joseph. Don't worry.
And I even blew you a kiss, dude. I don't know
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll buy you a ring. I promise.
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it.
Cock ring.
Well,
Do they make, the little rubber grommet that you put on a threaded pistol barrel and then put the thread protector on?
I thought you were going somewhere completely different with that.
No, he's still going there. He's just working his way to that's what Aaron uses. Is that where you're going? Is that where you're going with that?
Exactly where I was going.
Yep, I figured. Hey, if you like this show, we have another one coming up right afterwards.
Unless you listen to the podcast and then it's coming out Thursday.
Yeah. So for those of you who are listening live,
Yes.
Oh,
stick around.
That's how you got the nickname Thumbelina.
God damn, that was so long ago.
Jesus.
We had to wait for him to quit talking.
Okay. That was, yeah. Join a gun related advocacy group. Suicide prevention lines 1-800-273-8255. If you're watching live, WLSlive.com is where you can go Monday nights. We're here live every week on those Mondays, but we release it everywhere that podcasts are served. Android, Google, doesn't matter. Go subscribe. Thanks for listening. Get some medical training, and we will see you very, 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 very soon.
Shoot straight.
Your mama.
Wait, Aaron, where is it? It's right here.
Thank you for reading my mind. Should this be called Nick's disease, heavy metal, or marinara? I think marinara.
I don't remember the context for marinara, but I like
Butt
Aaron
chugging.
said he butt chugs tomatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you
Yeah.
don't? It keeps the acidity level down. It
Nope,
can burn
I
your
don't.
throat. It's bad for you.